we got this. You know, we are used to facing challenges that are insurmountable.
Resiliency in the face of a pandemic, and a lesson we'll all need to remember this fall.
We'll get through this and we'll get it done, and we'll get it done masterfully.
I'm Chris Conti reporting.
The CDC's latest statement calls for schools to reopen, but critics say the guidance is vague when it comes to what happens if there's an outbreak. Usher Qureshi with more on what parents need to know.
As states across the country weigh the risks of reopening schools this fall, the message from the White House has been loud and clear.
Yeah, I would like to see the schools open 100%.
Most doctors, educators, and psychologists agree that going back to school would be in the best interest of students. But what happens if just one student contracts the coronavirus? Would that force a shutdown? The CDC says no.
Getting people to understand that the knee-jerk answer is not there's a single case in a school, that then equals closing back down the school.
Once you start getting into dozens or even more kids and teachers starting to get infected, it's going to be very hard to keep that school open.
Dr. Ashish Jha is a professor of medicine and the director of Harvard University's Global Health Institute.
We have to have really smart planning, and we have to have a clear protocol for how to identify kids and teachers and staff who get infected, and then what to do when we identify them. And I just haven't seen that kind of clear protocol yet.
The CDC did issue new guidelines for school reopenings. They include encouraging social distancing, spacing out desks, and requiring face coverings. But the guidance leaves it up to states, schools, and local health departments as to how to precisely handle an actual outbreak.
What we have is patchworks not just across states, but even within states, across communities. States are turning over the responsibility to individual communities and saying, you figure it out.
Recommended strategies from the CDC's guidelines include immediately separating staff and children with COVID-19 symptoms, setting up safe transport for anyone who is sick to their home or to a healthcare facility, closing off areas used by a sick person, cleaning and disinfecting after 24 hours when possible, and immediately notifying health officials, staff, families, and anyone who may have had close contact with the infected person while maintaining confidentiality laws. Still, there is concern. A recent survey found 46% of Americans believe schools need major modifications to deal with the coronavirus pandemic, and another 31% think they shouldn't reopen for in-person learning at all.
We can open schools safely, but key to that is making sure the level of community transmission is pretty low, so you don't have sort of raging wildfires in the community, because it's going to be very hard to keep those fires out of the school.
I'm Usher Qureshi reporting.
The number of families homeschooling their children has been growing for several years, and it's expected to keep growing. The Department of Education's newest data estimates 3% of school-age students in the U.S. are homeschooled. That works out to be about 1.7 million students, but that was before COVID. The pandemic forced the model on all of America's 56.5 million students this past spring. Now, a spin on homeschooling called microschooling is getting more popular. Alicia Nieves has what it is and what it takes to be successful.
On March 13th, our kids jumped off the bus all together. There's 9 of them in our neighborhood. They had 2 weeks off, but that turned into the rest of the school year.
Jennifer Quadrosi in North Andover, Massachusetts, and her 7-year-old daughter spent the end of the school year and all summer social distancing with a group of parents and kids in their community.
We call ourselves kind of the bubble.
To keep her daughter still protected in their bubble, she has become one of many parents around the country considering microschooling for the upcoming school year.
Right now, there are 3 families that are considering it, and that age range would be from 1st grade to 3rd grade, and we would follow the curriculum that was developed by our community and our schools.
With microschooling, a few families joined together to create a homeschooling pod. Quadrosi's playroom will become their pod's classroom.
But we're going to line up desks along this area.
And they'll likely pay an educational facilitator to teach the children.
That could be anyone from a retired teacher to a teacher's aide or a teacher that got laid off.
One of the concerns around homeschooling pods is that there are many parents who can't afford to pay someone else to teach their kids. But there are some parents who are finding a way to make homeschooling pods more affordable.
I am a stay-at-home mom, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do that, and I realize not everyone is. But the other parents that are in this pod are working parents.
Gintel La Rochelle's pod has each parent teaching their group of 5 kids 1 day a week, making it more cost-effective and freeing up time for some parents to work.
If this is something that parents really want to do, the options are there for them. It just takes a little bit of creativity.
Pods can be formed organically with your friends and family, or there are Facebook groups now forming in almost every state around the country where parents are making connections. These two moms have learned, though, the key to creating a pod is starting your search early. You'll need time to talk with other parents that may be in your group about mostly creating a new set of rules or pact for your pod, especially around social distancing outside the created classroom. Because the main reason for microschooling is to give kids some socialization while reducing their health risks.
My genuine hope is that this is just a one-year thing.
I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
This upcoming school year is causing anxiety for parents. We'll show you the specific scientific number any parent can find online to find out whether it's safe to send your kids back to school.
All law firms are not the same. Some firms drag your case out forever. Others make promises they can't keep. But some firms will get you more than others, and some will give you better service. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Don't leave your fur baby home alone all day. Bring them to Tallywags for a fun-filled time with new friends. Tallywags is Tallahassee's newest dog boutique, where our staff treats your pet with as much love as you do. We offer indoor play packs, grooming, and a VIP overnight stay to ensure your dog has a restful night's sleep after all the fun. Visit tallywags.com or call us at 850-807-9800 to schedule a vacation for your fur baby.
For 116 years, our customers have made Badcock Home Furniture and More part of their lives. We'd like to thank you for being the biggest part of ours. Join us for our 116th anniversary sale, featuring our exclusive Stanhope collection, heirloom quality pieces at must-have prices. Plus, save up to 30% on select bedding, all with no credit refused. It's our way of saying thanks for making Badcock your hometown furniture store for generations. For details, visit badcock.com.
Shishito, chorizo, raw keto, fried shiso, French fry, iced chives, pad thai, baked pie, half stack, taco pack, lobster mac, baby back, pork chop, soda pop, kebab, soursop, hot pot, hungry now. Noodle soup, cantaloupe, ice cream scoop, whipped cream, blue dumpling, chicken wing, Peking, and those crispy onion rings. We are America's Kitchen, DoorDash, every flavor welcome.
It is very difficult to get into a cardiovascular ICU. I think this is a testament to the quality of education provided by Kaiser University to even be considered for this position as a recent graduate. The hands-on learning definitely has helped me in my real-world practice. My name is Daniel Hargrove. I'm currently a registered nurse at one of the largest hospitals in Florida. I was able to get into this position because of Kaiser University.
Recently updated your home? There's a good chance you're paying too much for homeowners insurance. Give us a call, and in about 5 minutes, you could save hundreds. Auto, homeowners, life, Waterhouse and Associates.
The entire staff truly cares about me. That's why I'm here.
Devices are like doorways that could allow hackers into your home. And like all doors, they're safer when locked. That's why you need Xfinity XFi. With the XFi Gateway, devices connected to your home's Wi-Fi are protected, which helps keep people outside from accessing your passwords, credit cards, and cameras, and people inside from accidentally visiting sites that aren't secure. And if someone tries, we'll let you know. XFi Advanced Security. If it's connected, it's protected. Get Xfinity Internet and ask how to upgrade your in-home Wi-Fi. Switch today.
Welcome back. I'm Chris Stewart. We know that many parents and grandparents are agonizing over this upcoming school year. Chris Conti has the specific scientific number many experts believe is a key metric to measure safety.
It's daunting for sure, the decisions that you have to make.
A summer of social distancing is giving way to a fall of uncertainty for Courtney Knopfsinger and her family.
We had no idea that we would still be battling this in July heading into the next school year. It's just absolutely mind-blowing.
Courtney has spent the last few weeks agonizing over her daughter and the start of the coming school year.
It's been a little bit lonely for me.
Like so many students, 11-year-old Presley Knopfsinger wants to go back, leaving families across the country at a critical crossroad.
But we're fearful, especially when the data keeps changing.
So where can parents turn for guidance MIT has created the COVID-19 projection machine. It gives parents an interactive map to work with. As you scroll over each state, you can see current case numbers. Pay attention to this one number, though, the positivity rate. Health experts say once a state's positivity rate goes above 5%, parents should take note.
Parents don't like to hear me say it, but we will be undertaking a whole series of experiments across this country.
Dr. William Schaffner is one of the country's leading infectious disease experts. He wants parents to be flexible if cases in your district start to rise.
That school system is going to have to figure out if there's a trigger point there where they call a timeout and everybody stays home and the learning becomes virtual.
Dr. Schaffner also says in-person learning will be more successful if parents model good behavior at home. Wear a mask in public. Show your kids what social distancing looks like.
If you do that in your family already, then it'll be easier for the child to understand what's happening.
Oh, that was sweet.
As for Courtney Knopfsinger, she's decided to let her kids go back on a hybrid schedule and is emphasizing safety.
Just keep coaching them, keep putting the thoughts in their heads that they have to wash their hands, they have to wear the mask going in and out of the building, and why.
Like so many other parents just trying to get safely back to school. I'm Chris Conti reporting.
We've put a link to the tracking map on our website. Just look for this story in the rebound section of our website or on our mobile app. Now, some parents might be asking if their child is ready to go back to school. Usher Qureshi shows us some of the warning signs you should be looking for that might show your child isn't ready.
As athletics programs begin to restart, 14-year-old Amina Ahmed says she's ready to get back into the swing of things.
So I really want to see friends and see teachers and being actually inside the classroom because it really helps me.
Still, there is uneasiness about whether a return to the classroom could lead to an outbreak.
Some people really are kind of worried about how many students are actually going back and how many people are going to be there.
Politicians, school administrators, and parents are weighing the potential risks of returning to the classroom. As coronavirus cases surge across the country, experts say the psychological toll on children needs to be addressed. Dr. Tali Raviv is a child clinical psychologist who specializes in student mental health and resilience.
One of the things that we're seeing a lot is that after being away from that routine for a long time, it is normal for families and for youth to be concerned about how is this going to be.
The American Association of Pediatrics says the benefits of in-person learning outweigh the risks, and the AAP strongly advocates that all policy considerations for the coming school year should start with a goal of having students physically present in school. But mental health experts say it's important to understand how each child feels about going back.
Because it's a very different situation if a child is worried I'm not going to have my best friend with me in my little pod than if they're saying I'm worried I'm going to get sick and die or you're going to get sick and die.
Signs that they're anxious about returning to school include any significant changes in sleep, falling asleep, staying asleep, not wanting to sleep alone, or having nightmares, changes in appetite or a lack of appetite, headaches or stomach aches, being more irritable, frequent meltdowns, and withdrawal from friends, family, or other activities. Dr. Raviv says if the anxiety is debilitating, it may be time to see a professional. For Amina Ahmed, her school's hybrid alternating in-person online program has put her mind at ease for now. Reporting from Chicago, I'm Usher Qureshi.
Would students wear masks to school if they were required, and would they be effective? We open that debate to teachers and parents next.
This is Buck, and this is back. The Sensation Filet Sandwich Meal is back at Zaxby's. A harmonious blend of Asian flavor and Southern charm. And it's served with an egg roll. For a limited time, only at Zaxby's. Try it with fried pickles while supplies last.
If you haven't been to the amazing Going Out of Business sale at Suzanne's Furniture and Design in Tallahassee, what are you waiting for? Join the scores of families who've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on fine quality home furnishing. We must liquidate the entire inventory immediately. Everything is being sold at a sacrifice. Beautiful area rugs from the finest weaving centers around the world are an incredible 65% off. So don't wait a minute longer. Rush to the Going Out of Business sale at Suzanne's Furniture and Design, Tallahassee. Extra care will be taken to provide a clean and safe shopping environment.
A car can do more than take you where you need to go. It can help you recharge when you need it the most. Sing as loudly as you want. Or be together, even when you're apart. Because the Camry is here for you. And them. It's there for life. Lease a new 2020 Toyota Camry LE for just $199 a month for 36 months.
Skylight. Come on. I hate this song.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
She was the most welcoming person you could ever imagine. Her home was the safe place. It was difficult to comprehend how quickly everything kind of spiraled downwards. We didn't even know that she had COVID till a week later in her passing. The president made a huge mistake in downplaying this virus. There was a lack of leadership, a lack of responsibility, and the lack of resources. I felt like our elderly have not been a priority for this administration, that they don't matter. And I feel like my grandmother didn't matter. The last time I saw my grandmother, we weren't going to be allowed in the hospital. We asked if we could video chat her, and everyone could say a little something. We gathered as a family, we prayed. But the fact that she was alone, it just breaks my heart.
Feed the whole family with the $25 Ultimate Party Bundle at Burger King. Complete with Whopper sandwiches, double cheeseburgers, original chicken sandwiches, and more for just $25. It's the perfect feast at home for your family and friends. Your way, way better.
Welcome back. I'm Chris Stewart. In a typical school year, a classroom might look like this. But this year, because of coronavirus, classrooms are more likely to look like this. Smaller class sizes will allow more distance between students. Some schools are going a step further, putting up dividers between desks and requiring masks. But the big question is, will kids actually wear those masks if they're in classrooms? Nicole Brady is exploring multiple perspectives.
Mention the word masks these days and you're likely to stir up some strong emotions. But we're not going to go there with this story. We're simply asking, can we and should we expect children to wear a mask all day at school, with many districts saying they'll be required this year?
I don't like wearing it. It's so annoying. I wish the coronavirus was over.
Since it's not over yet, we're going 360 with perspectives on masks from the kids, their parents, their teachers, a camp director, and a pediatrician to whom we ask the first and most important question: is it safe to cover up a child's nose and mouth?
The vast majority of children, masks are very safe to wear.
Dr. Jessica Cataldi at Children's Hospital says most kids, just like adults, can wear masks even for several hours. Those with certain physical or developmental disabilities shouldn't wear them. But overall, Cataldi believes masks are a critical part of getting kids back in school safely.
We are hopeful that a lot of these layers of protection with washing hands, using face coverings, trying to be in smaller groups will help keep kids healthy.
Districts are hoping masks will stop the spread of the virus, since many classrooms won't be able to accommodate 6 feet of social distance. But many teachers say they know the reality, and they question if kids will really follow the rules.
I teach kindergarten often, and I've already thought about kids using these masks as boomerangs.
Teacher Shannon Salerno says older kids might do better with masks. Nancy Elliott agrees that teaching younger students will be the bigger challenge.
They don't follow directions all the time anyway, even if it's not during a pandemic. If we say, can you please sit down, we can hope they do it.
Elliott also has health issues, and she's worried about gaps in the mask policies.
So what's the point of wearing it all day if they're just going to have it off for half an hour while they're eating and talking?
Some parents echoed that. Jill Pena says there are still a lot of questions about how masks will work.
If your child has to sneeze, do you have to bring an extra mask? You know, like if your child coughs, or if he's sweaty, or, you know, he needs to itch his nose.
Marcy Buell can imagine what a day in an elementary school classroom will sound like.
Hey kids, put on your mask. Leave your mask alone. Don't touch your friends. Don't
don't touch your friend's mask. Oh, go wash your hands again. It's going to be tough.
I got a really good hairstyle for American Girl dolls.
One hopeful sign, some kids are getting used to wearing masks. They've been required at most summer camps, even for some of the outdoor activities.
I think that the ages that struggle with it the most are the 5 and 6 year olds, but pretty much everybody else is, from day one, has been really good about it. We obviously do checks every once in a while and just say, hey, you got to do your mask.
Camp coordinator Jessica Sciarra says it's not perfect. They've had to use some incentives like prizes and treats to help kids comply, but the kids definitely understand the importance.
The masks are really supposed to keep you from getting sick and other people sick. I kind of don't really like wearing a mask, but we kind of have to for COVID-19.
Most of the kids told us they will wear a mask if it means getting to go back to school.
So do you think you could do this in school all year?
Except I would not want to, but I could.
Do you want to go back to school?
Yes.
What do you miss about school?
I miss with playing with all my friends.
Bottom line, keeping masks on in school is going to take more effort on the part of the kids, the parents, and the teachers. For now, we're all holding our breath and hoping. I'm Nicole Brady reporting.
Our Safely Back to School special continues next.
Breathe in the bacon, breathe out the bacon. In bacon, out bacon. Western bacon cheeseburger or famous star with cheese. Buy one, get one for just $1. Only at Hardee's.
People over the age of 65 and those with underlying conditions are at risk of severe complications from COVID-19 and should avoid crowds and minimize contact outside the home. For the rest of us, be sure to avoid the 3 C's. That's closed spaces, crowded places, and close contact settings. Help protect Florida's most vulnerable. And don't forget to wear a mask. Learn more at FLORIDAHEALTH.GOV.
Devices are like doorways that could allow hackers into your home. And like all doors, they're safer when locked. That's why you need Xfinity XFi. With the XFi Gateway, devices connected to your home's Wi-Fi are protected, which helps keep people outside from accessing your passwords, credit cards, and cameras, and people inside from accidentally visiting sites that aren't secure. And if someone tries, we'll let you know. XFi Advanced Security. If it's connected, it's protected. Get Xfinity Internet and ask how to upgrade your in-home Wi-Fi. Switch today.
With funeral costs averaging over $10,000 and expected to be over $30,000 in 20 years, how can seniors pay for their funeral and not leave this debt to their families? Senior Life Insurance Company offers state-regulated life insurance plans to help cover your final expenses. Up to $30,000 in tax-free money. With plans around $12 a month, covering your final expenses has never been more affordable. This low rate is also locked in for life, and your coverage amount will never decrease. You also cannot be turned down for any health reason. You could qualify for full coverage from day one even if you have many common health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, or arthritis. This is all done with no medical exam. Senior Life is now enrolling people for this important benefit, so call the number for free information. Don't miss this opportunity for free information on your available benefits. Make the free call now.
We're working extra hours. We're taking your calls from home. We're hiring more technicians and working however we have to. We're partnering with schools, helping families in need, donating to hospitals, and thanking first responders. We're here. We care. And we'll go to the extreme to keep this community connected.
Breathe in the bacon, breathe out the bacon. In bacon, out bacon. Western bacon cheeseburger or famous star with cheese. Buy one, get one for just $1. Only at Hardee's.
Welcome back. As schools create plans to go back to school, some are wondering what happens if a teacher gets sick and what happens if there's no substitute to take over the class. Here's Dan Grossman.
As a mother of 4, Catherine Barrett has found herself at a crossroads.
There's just a lot of unknown right now for substitutes.
One that pits her love for her career as a substitute teacher in Florida against the safety of herself and her family.
I love my job. I know a lot of substitutes say it's not worth the money to go back. We make just above minimum wage.
Right now, it is a crossroads being navigated by countless substitute teachers nationwide as they try to get back into the classroom. And it has the potential to worsen a problem that has been growing since well before the pandemic.
It's a mathematical certainty. We are going to be opening up schools without enough teachers.
Nicola Soares is president of Kelly Education, a substitute teacher recruiting firm. In the mid-2000s, the group says 10% of incoming college freshmen were pursuing a degree in education. Today, that number has dropped by more than half to 4.5%. Adding the fact that many substitute teachers are older retirees, they might choose not to come back because of the health risks. It's one of many reasons why Kelly Education estimates teacher vacancy rates will increase by 50%, and the need for subs will rise by more than 70%.
We've been working around the clock, even since early spring, anticipating what that demand is going to be. And I think that probably every single school district are going to require substitute teachers.
To incentivize substitute teachers, states have adjusted. In Iowa, the governor suspended the limit on how long a sub can teach a certain class and decreased the minimum age requirement from 21 to 20, hoping furloughed workers and recent grads may look to subbing as an alternative.
What if I get sick? I don't have any medical insurance through Kelly Services, so am I going to be on my own for 14 days while I'm out quarantining?
Only more uncertainty this mother weighs and manages as she decides the future of herself and family. I'm Dan Grossman reporting.
And that will do it for our Safely Back to School special. I'm Chris Stewart. Thanks for joining us.